Analysts. UNC would beat PNM again by Anna Ramdas. Two political analysts say the first year of the United National Congress, UNC government under Prime Minister Kamla Persad has been defined by a forceful and assertive leadership style that is driving its early successes. Professor Hamid Ghani and Dr. Max Bastio told the Sunday Express that if a general election were to be held today, the UNC would again beat the People's National Movement, PN. Ghani and Bastio pointed to decisive governance, political discipline, and policy direction as key features of the administration's first 12 months, while identifying crime and economic recovery as ongoing challenges. Ghani credited Persad willingness to take difficult decisions and gave a grade A for her government's performance in year one. "I think that the government had an excellent year. They had the option of business as usual and simply coast and enjoy the perks of office. Instead, they chose to make the hard decisions to fundamentally change the society in accordance with their manifesto and to spend their political capital to make the changes happen," he said. He identified crime as the most pressing national issue, pointing to what he characterized as the Prime Minister's uncompromising stance. "The crime situation is the top of the list. The Prime Minister has taken a hard line on violent crime with her decision to use the SOFA agreement that was signed by her predecessor government, which permitted an alliance with the USA to deal with security issues. Her hard line against the narco-trafficking trade and her opposition to the Maduro regime were the highlights of her fearless approach to the illicit drug and gun trade," he said. Ghani said the use of the state of emergency as a tool to fight violent and systemic crime was a follow-on from her predecessors who never got a chance to extend it because they dissolved parliament before the expiry date of their own so. Without taking a hard line on crime through alliances with the Trump administration, the use of the SO tactic and the introduction of legislation like the Stand Your Ground approach, the citizen was at a disadvantage, he said. Clear media bias. Ghani said the yardstick of measuring previous governments through the use of quantitative statistical methodologies like crime and murder statistics has suddenly been changed because those statistics have dropped in all categories. Now the traditional media is trying to use a qualitative approach by suggesting that even though those statistics have dropped in all categories, the goalpost has been shifted to a qualitative approach to advance a fear of crime argument and how people feel. This is clear media bias to change the argument just when their traditional statistical methodologies are dropping so drastically. That is a major issue of debate. On governance, Ghani said the Prime Minister's leadership style has reshaped both the administration and the political landscape. KPB's new style of governance is working because it is provoking media narratives that are trying to relitigate what happened in the election. She has shed the party of all the cabals, tribes, cliques, and dynasties that undermined her in her first term. She is demonstrating a style of fearless leadership that is a breath of fresh air for which many persons have been yearning in order to break away from just holding office for the purpose of enjoying oneself, he said. According to Ghani, the Prime Minister has demonstrated that she will not tolerate underperformance. She knows that many persons have tried to stereotype her by suggesting that she does not fit the profile of what a leader should be. Instead, they have viewed her as a little country girl from Siparia who should not be sitting at the table of government in TNT, or even CARICOM for that matter. Her values are different to her detractors, and she does not play by their rules. She derives her strength from their abuse, he said. He said the UNC would win a general election today because the PNM is in disarray, and this was evidenced by their wipeout at the Tobago House of Assembly polls. Looking ahead, Ghani expressed confidence in the administration's ability to turn around the economy, saying the UNC government navigated all of the doom and gloom crowd who predicted that it would get nowhere with the cross-border Venezuelan gas. He said experts all said the Prime Minister was wrong to align with the Trump administration because it could result in this country going to war with Venezuela and its offshore installations would be destroyed. She was right, and they were wrong. The economy will be turned around despite all the talk, he said. Bastio said he would give the UNC government a grade B+ grade for their first year in office. He outlined several key challenges that must be addressed moving forward, led by economic recovery and growth. These are 1. The economy, reversing the decline in economic growth, increasing oil and gas output. Positive, Exxon deepwater exploration. BP and Shell increased exploration and cross-border prospects. 2. Increase the availability of U.S. currency via the banking sector. Positive, shareholders of Trinidad and Tobago NGL Ltd, TTNGL, will not only receive dividends again after 3 years, but may also be able to request their payments in United States dollars. 3. Crime continues to pose a major issue/challenge. Since assuming office on May 1, 2025, the government attempted to address the crime surge by bringing legislation, Zoso Bill. However, failed to gain the support in the Senate. Looking to see the government legislative measures to frontally deal with crime. 4. Reversing the decline in public utilities, health sector, social sector. On leadership, Bastio said the Prime Minister has maintained firm control of her administration, pointing to her own words at the start of her term. He recalled that when she took her office May 1, 2025, she said, "Never, ever mistake my physical appearance or my kindness for weakness. I think you all know there is nothing more dangerous than a mother who believes her children are in danger. Everyone will be wise to remember that for the next 5 years." He too believes the government would be successful at the polls if tested now. Bastio also expressed optimism about the country's economic prospects while pointing to investment as a key measure of success.